Thank you, Susan Lee. Breaking news now, the House, moments ago, voting on their big border security. Because you know what we're going to do? We're going to switch shirts. It's going to be, one of you guys is going to be Skins, and I'm not going to say who it is. It's that sexy. And we're still waiting for Director Andrew McCabe is selling a new book. And he apparently also tried selling the DOJ on forcing the president out of office. This is problematic. McCabe reportedly told 60 Minutes he was so concerned with the president's behavior. He's mean and icky. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. After he fired James Comey, he began a discussion about invoking the 25th Amendment, which would force the president out of office for mental health reasons. Here's a preview of the interview. A lot of troubling information coming out of just a few small clips we've seen from that interview.
I find it troubling. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, 500 pages so problematic. Where's his indictment?
Right. And what happened? We're planning what was effectively...
James Baker, FBI counsel, corroborates McCabe's side of the story, that no, they were actually talking about having Rosenstein wear a wire to entrap the president so they could have him removed from office.
Actually control my mind. So it's just a boat on the issue of wearing the wire.
Referred for criminal prosecution to the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C.
This is the next place I'm going to go. It's probably McCabe, and I think that going forward...
And also an incredibly political person. You know, here's someone whose wife's campaign was infused with Clinton friend cash. McCabe has always said he's a non-political person, but the subtitle of his book reveals his anti-Trump bias.
These guys are partisan hacks. I've been telling people for a long time, when you're actually from the federal bureaucracy, a single person in the building would have been crying. It is not true that people were crying.
Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, coming up, still waiting for Nancy Pelosi. Jeff Bezos may have sent a Valentine's package to his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, but New York City said no thank you to his romantic overture of jobs and revenue that would have come with Gotham's gleaming new HQ2. Long Island City was supposed to be the new receptacle for absurd amounts of wealth and growth. And thanks to Amazon's big municipal thrust, instead, negotiations stalled with big labor as big government and big business couldn't figure out a way to comfortably spoon. So this was going to be a great real estate investment for anyone who had property or a condo or anything for sale in Long Island City. And there were a bunch of people snapping up these newly renovated townhouses and all sorts of facilities. And now they're sitting on goose eggs.
So I'm a landowner. You're happening there.
See, I like the idea of people coming in for great high-paying jobs and buying places and catering and restaurants and all the support facilities and institutions that prop up. I don't like the fact that Bezos was courting all these cities and all these states for tax credits.
To sell us out.
Yeah, and Maryland was offering $8.5 billion in money they probably don't have.
Oh, I agree. And this is a rare.
This is a rare. It's valid. It must be. It's Valentine's.
And I'm an Amazon Prime. I'm a millennial. I buy useless things. Video. No, Prime Video is great. But the problem that
season 3. Why wouldn't I?
The problem I do have was
also not going to have the tax base.
Absolutely.
And the increased revenue from people living and working here and buying places and paying sales tax and all the other stuff.
But here lies the problem when you don't.
To Long Island City because there are a bunch of vacant apartments.
Very true.
What do we do now?
Oh, we're gonna. I really think that there's so many jobs that can come in. There's money that can come in.
Benefit to me personally.
Well, I think
the stress that will put on the Northern Virginia community is.
I understand that, and I don't like the cronyism, but I don't think you should shut down projects like this because of gentrification or because of union issues. And I don't think that every business has to kowtow to these union and labor demands.
Well, but I think the reason why.
Communistic.
I think for Amazon.
This isn't Russia. Is this Russia?
No, but here's the problem. Amazon, the mistake that Amazon made is once they took the government subsidy.
Cronyism, that's what they've been doing with unions for years. But you know, now there are parts of New York City, I love living here and I love raising kids here, but there are things here that really suck. You know, there's homelessness that's not properly addressed. The subways are god-awful, and they think that they're just going to tax people out of existence, and then they're surprised when they leave the city. We're going to come back. We've got some major new developments in the, and it's very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable is the right word. And the reason why is because a very staunch Trump critic.
He doesn't have to do that. I mean, if that is in fact the case, the president is unpopular enough. And, you know, Jussie Smollett, if that's what he was trying to do, was take down the president or show how much he disagrees with his supporters, that's already being done.
Right, but I'm
saying, as you always do, Joe Concha, thank you so much.
That's all we want, is just a little transparency.
That's right, baby. All right, party swapping next. Stay put.
Explain why enacting this commie fan fiction of the Green New Deal would bankrupt the country and basically kick off the Hunger Games.
Well, number one,
Cows.
I think at some point.
This wants to hurt the dairy industry.
That's exactly right, Richard.
Here we go.
But seriously, who doesn't want clean air?
agenda.
And clean, we could be 12 years away from the planet ending. No, we actually have to have a conversation about minimal in size.
And they're throwing
like
rocks at our
8,000 people, and they all.
Drugs and crime.
Wait a
And,
minute.
you know, basically,
we know
as
that
the president
most of
said,
the drugs come through
Ned,
legal ports.
Wait a minute, Ned.
We know that
as the
most
president
of
said,
these
people they come
illegal-
right, and they're here. And that's why we've got to build the wall.
Yeah, we do. Because
the
the
wall.
drugs and crime.
Lock her up.
Yeah.
Drugs and crime.
That's right.
Build the wall.
You guys are not. You guys have to do this.
By how great
Amazing.
Richard sounded, and he's won before because he's really convinced me
Right?
that
Got it done right. They
underneath,
But I
come
we
feel
all
like we
get
fell
it.
for the
right.
cheap arguments. Boom! Oh,
I want a recount. Voter fraud. This is voter fraud.
Russians are
Never go
obviously
cheap
involved
cliches.
here. And the
Only
Chinese
citizens
and
You gotta
the
make strong
Muslims.
arguments.
This is voter fraud.
Oh.
This is absolute
Cliche
voter
stuff. You
fraud.
can't bring
This is
that.
an
You
outrage.
lose.
This is
Bring
absolute
the
voter
weak cliches.
fraud.
We're gonna keep
Outsiders
fighting
voting.
during the break. We'll be right back. You stay there.